You want to join us over here?
I'm right here.
Right here.
Okay.
Supporters.
Supporters.
Yeah.
If you guys, if you want to go up and stand.
Okay.
You are all good. Thanks for being here.
Okay.
You care to say it? Sure. Need all the help we get. Got a lot of support here. Hey, it's good to see you. Thank you. Well, my name is Rick Nolan, member of Congress from Minnesota's 8th Congressional District. And I want to thank all of you for being here today. I want to particularly thank Maryland's move to amend, National's move to amend, the Common Cause, Public Citizen, and other publicly concerned groups throughout this country. But most of all, I want to thank my colleague Walter Jones from North Carolina for joining us in support and sponsoring House Joint Resolution 48 to overturn Citizens United. Mr. Jones is the first Republican to join this effort, making it the first and quite frankly, a momentous bipartisan effort to try to take the secret dark money out of American politics that is having such devastating effects. Our amendment establishes once and for all that corporations are not people, that money is not free speech, and that our public policy processes and candidates are not for sale. It changes the way we do politics in many ways. The dark secret money that has come to dominate our politics have had a devastating effect on our process and our system in distorting the truth, in the denigration of candidates, in driving down voter turnout, in destroying the public's confidence in our system, in disrupting the work of the Congress of the United States, and most importantly, in corrupting the entire public policy process. In essence, in many respects, some would argue, as we have, that it's turned members of Congress from being part of one of the great, if not the greatest, deliberative institutions in the world into a middle-level telemarketing operation where candidates are asked to spend countless hours in Democratic and Republican call centers across the street, dialing for dollars and asking people for money. It's got to come to an end. The many public interest groups that have got involved in this cause are signing petitions. They're going door to door, getting others to sign these petitions. They're passing resolutions at cities, counties, working on them at state levels. And the simple truth is that this movement really transcends. It transcends labels. It transcends political parties. It transcends generations. And we are in it to win it so that we can change the way that we do politics in this country and get America back on track again. So with that, I want to introduce my such highly regarded and highly respected colleague, Mr. Walter Jones from North Carolina. Walter?
Thank you. Rick, I want to thank you for taking the lead on bringing democracy back to the American people, back to the House of Representatives, and hopefully the Senate. I have been here 20 years, and I've seen the influence of money grow and grow and grow. Citizens United 5 years ago was probably one of the worst Supreme Court decisions in my adult lifetime. And I want to read a brief statement from Trevor Potter, He is a Republican. He's a former FEC commissioner. And he summed it up this way. The court's decision was based on two big assumptions. First, that the independent expenditures would not be connected to a candidate or political parties. Second, that the source of the unlimited political expenditures would be fully disclosed. He further stated, as we have seen, both assumptions are incorrect. As Mr. Nolan said, it is the dark money that has grown and influenced policy in the House of Representatives and the Senate. Another jurist who voted for this when it was in the Supreme Court, Judge Kennedy, has spoken at Harvard and said himself it might have been a mistake that he made to support Citizens United. As Mr. Nolan said, we're here today because the American people want to take back their government. This used to be known as the People's House. Today I call it the Special Interest House. The people have lost this House of Representatives because of money. It is wrong. That's why Mr. Nolan's HCON Resolution 48 will return the debate back to the people of America through their legislative process and give them a chance to, through their own state process, to take back the Congress. This is why the groups that are here today are so important, because we've got to generate the interest at the state level. We've got to get the state legislatures across America to understand that this is where it's got to be won. And I want to thank you, Rick Nolan, again for taking the lead on this, and at the proper time I'll be glad to answer any question. I am a Republican, and I'm proud to be a Republican. But this isn't about Republican or Democrat. This is about the American people. It's about a democracy. It's about the American people having influence in the House of Representatives and influence in the Senate, and not special interests controlling policy. That's what's happening in Washington today, and I can give you an example if you want it during the question and answer. So, Mr. Nolan, thank you for allowing me to be a co-sponsor of this important legislation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Representative Jones. With that, I'd like to call on Hank Pritzky with the Maryland move to amend. Hank?
I'm thrilled to be here to support Representative Nolan and Representative Jones' dramatic and democratic initiative here. I was just thinking for a second back where this all started for me. When I was in 5th grade studying civics, and you read dramatic and inspiring words like the beginning of the preamble of the Constitution that says, "We the people." It doesn't say "we the corporation," it says "we the people." And when we learned about Abraham Lincoln talking about a government of, by, and for the people shall not perish from this earth, this is where I started being interested in democracy. But today, I see all around me what's the wealthy special interests completely outweighing the voice of any and every individual, any and every party, any and every interest group that is advocating for their interests with the people. I've been working for the last 3 years in the state of Maryland with an organization called Get Money Out Maryland. We're trying to get the state legislature to demand an Article 5 convention of the states to overturn Citizens United by declaring exactly what these two sterling representatives have put into their constitutional amendment. That corporations are not natural persons in any way, shape, or form, that they do not have political and constitutional rights, that the right to vote should be guaranteed in the Constitution, which sadly it is missing, and that free speech is not the same as money. These things are essential to the perpetuation of our democracy, which we are seeing eroded every single day by moneyed interests giving hundreds of millions and in fact billions of dollars to our candidates who aren't allowed to do their jobs. The job of the congressman is to work together like these gentlemen are doing. They don't have time to work together if they're over there at the call centers begging for dollars. So we at Get Money Out Maryland moved to amend, and a lot of these other wonderful organizations working day and night to try to restore our democracy. I want to say how much we applaud and support the efforts of Representatives Nolan and Jones. Thank you.
We also, one of the public interest institutions that have been promoting and fighting and working for campaign change for decades now is Common Cause. And we have someone here from Common Cause to make a statement as well.
The Common Cause greatly appreciates the leadership of Congressman Nolan and Congressman Jones to get big money out of politics today. And the vast majority of Americans cannot hire a lobbyist or organize a fundraiser or start a super PAC. They want everyday issues addressed by Congress, education policy, better health care, more jobs. And instead, when members of Congress have to do endless hours of call time every day, they hear about not these bread and butter issues, but they hear about carried interest or other tax loopholes, capital gains, the issues that the vast majority of Americans do not care about. Because that's why Common Cause is very much in support of Congressman Nolan's and Congressman Jones' effort to get big money out of politics. And we need more Democrats and Republicans like them working together to accomplish that.
Thank you all very much. If anybody has a quick question, we'd be glad to answer it. If not, I just want to thank everybody for being here. And we'll be around for a few more minutes if you have a question. Hope you do.
Yeah, good afternoon, Steve roll call. Congressman Jones, I think, so the resolution was introduced last April, right? So has there been anything that's happened over the past year since that was introduced that prompted you to sign on to this?
Well, that's why this press conference today, Rick Nolan put this bill in several months ago, and we knew at the time. I actually reached out to him because I have been so frustrated by the lack of reform in Washington, D.C. since I've been here. I think the last reform bill was McCain-Feingold, maybe. We've had bills put in primarily by Democrats, but a few of us Republicans joined in those bills being introduced. And we felt that this was what we needed, was to get the press conference as kind of the official announcement that the bill has been introduced, and now we're getting ready to beat the drum. The drum beat is to wake up our members of Congress to help us return the power back to the people, not to special interests. Well, I will give you an example. Back in the spring of 2015, we had a bill on the House introduced by Republicans that would allow the mobile home companies in their contract selling a mobile home in certain situations to raise the interest rate from 8 to 11%. Well, my legislative director, Josh Nolan, came to me. I did not read the bill. I didn't know what was in it. And he told me what I just shared with you. He said, Congressman, I don't think you want to vote for this bill. So in addition, we have 145,000 mobile homes in the 3rd District of North Carolina, which I represent. And who really benefited from this, if you check it out, Warren Buffett owns 91, in his financial investments, 91% of the mobile home businesses in America. So why in the world are we going to give the mobile home companies the ability in a certain situation to go from 8 to 11% when the person signing the contract probably doesn't even know that? I'm not good at reading or understanding contracts, so I ended up being the only Republican who did not vote for that bill. But therefore, telling you that story is this happens up here all the time. If you had the time and we had the time to look up who benefits from certain, not all, but certain bills that get to the floor of the House, we would be amazed.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
You ready?
Yes, it does. It does, absolutely. Thank you very much.
Moving forward.
All right.
Let me see. I guess you already have my email. But let me just give you my card.
Sam, you're with Representative Nolan?
I am, yeah.
If there's any way you could send
I guess I'm the link as well. I would like to.
Wow, okay. Now all I'm have to do is figure out how to find it.
I
All
can
right.
send the link around.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Carson. This is really Oh yeah, great. Thank you for what y'all are doing.
And also the
Democrats have been doing this for some time now, and nothing to
Yes,
report
it
here. Who has responsibility? Really, kind of. But a few things that are quite as clear.
And Obama said, oh yeah, it's a NATO and the UN. I remember that. But this guy Alex Jones on that paper, have you heard of Alex Jones?
I have. Yeah. I'll look at it. Thank you.
So thanks for everything you guys are doing. But Trump is going to give you guys your power back. Well, I just talked to a congressman right here. He said, you ain't got no way for me to on the executive orders. I think they gave it over. Like this new
but we can take it back. All right, step up.
So tell me what exactly the Constitution. Which one I need to study? Which one that Obama's not allowed to do all these executive orders? Just give me the. I want to know so I can study it more.
Well,
What's the biggest thing he's doing against the Constitution with these executive orders?
well, he's been calling on the President to give him what we call a use of force resolution. This is the President
Will they be up?
And either approve it or disapprove.
And what's the constitutional amendment that says you guys have the full power for the military? Just so I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
Sorry, we have a meeting.
Anyway, I'll look it up myself. It's in there.
It's the Articles of War.
Oh, all right. Yeah. No, this. Yep. No. All right.
Have a great day, sir.
Nice to see you, Daniel.
Great to
Take
see you,
care of
sir.
yourself.
By the way, filming horizontal when you film in the future. Otherwise, that's how you get the two black
You know
cars.
what? I did. I tried that, but I'm doing